actually for kisan narga sinjak tomo kokri anono help and subon for release help jaga. Now actually may I call upon our KK Bai to come and deliver his short solidarity. Let's approve.
Thank you very much for calling me in this August celebrations of Kings of Tripura and giving me a chance for at least 1 hour to be Tripuri by wearing this. Thank you. So I believe legends comes down to this art from period to period. Today we are celebrating the 114th birth anniversary of Maharaja Birbikram Manikka. Today is also one of the legends' birth anniversary. That is the Lord Krishna. Today is Janmashtami. So the same day, two legends comes in this art. One is long back, who make the history of the religions. One is after long back by in the name of Maharaja Birbikram in Tripura. I am a home from Assam. So I am proud to be a home in my state. And I found it is very interesting to celebrate our king's birthday as Assam Diva. We celebrate our kings, the first king of Ahom in Assam, the Sukafa, who ruled Assam for 600 years till 1826. So I feel proud to be here that Tripura has a long history of kingship, leadership of Tripuri people over there. So I don't want to make my speech long, just to say we are celebrating our forefathers' birthdays, anniversaries. This is a starting. This is a small steps towards our visions to be a indigenous people of these regions, culturally, politically, socially, be indigenous for these regions and reconnect ourselves, all Ahom, Boro, all indigenous peoples. It is almost, we have 225 different indigenous peoples who lives in Northeast. We need to be together. We need to be sustain our culture, identity, beliefs, and this is the tiny steps as often steps of celebrating Birth University of Tripura from Shilong. Why I am proud is that we the Ahom people never celebrate the KOKBOROK out of state. Now you people celebrating your King's Birth University from out of state is a unique kind of initiative you are taking. So I like you to be congratulated for this greater initiative for the greater cause of Northeast indigenous belief and identity. Thank you so much. This is a step of coming together. This tiny step of coming together will lead us to next step to build our vision very soon. Thank you.
from Sir Enoch from Nagaland. On the stage.
Good afternoon to you all. I send greetings, solidarity, and hamaza to all the Tripuris present here from Northeast Dialect Forum, Nagaland State Chapter. As our friend has just said, this is an August occasion. This is the red letter day for our Tripuris. This day reminds us of our Maharaja, Birbikram, who has sacrificed his life for our people. To be indigenous, we should be proud of being the indigenous people. We should proudly claim as an indigenous people. That is the identity, unique identity that we have. And I also want to thank our organizer for gifting us with this traditional shawl, scarf, as a token of your hamaza. This occasion, this morning I was just going through the life history of our Maharaja Birbikram, and he really he has a concern. He has concern for the indigenous Tripuris, and we are still yet to achieve his dreams, his aspiration for our people. He also has written about this the future trade from other these non-indigenous people. He wants our people, Tripuris people, to be very unique. So on this occasion, what I want to say is, we should not be influenced by other cultures. We are cornered from every direction. So we also need to know, we also need to identify what are the traits we have. So, like the significance that we have just lighted a candle, the aspirations, the goals and dreams that our Maharaja Birbikram has for us should be revived, keep burning through our activities, through our contributions, through our idols. Even though you are here, our mind should be towards our people out there in our beloved state. You may be from different backgrounds, from different fields, but we should contribute for our society at our own sweet capacity. We should not forget our motherland, who are struggling, from different challenges. And I'm glad to learn that there are more than 10,000 Tripuris staying in this Shilongni town. And it is a good number. If we all can contribute, I hope that we could bring a big change, a big transformation in our society. So this is the occasion to retrospect and also introspect, to push forward the good idols that our Maharaja Birbikram has instilled towards our forefathers, to us. Still, we still can understand. We still can read the histories, his achievements, our king's achievements, his desire for our people. We need to revive that. We need to keep that in our mind. We need to cherish that in our mind. So together, we can live peacefully in our land. We can maintain our integrity, our uniqueness as a indigenous people. Thank you so much.
Now there will be a speech from our sir, Nabo Kishore from Manipur. Kindly come on the speech.
First of all, I apologize that we arrived very late because we were attending another death ceremony of our very close friend. You may know him is Kasi, Reverend Dr. Birbikram. So, thank you for giving us for our late arrival, which goes to start your programs today. Sorry that you all were waiting about more than 3 hours. We also would like to congratulate that your courage and remembrance of the King Birbikram Kishore Manka Debarma. Right? Why we all need to remember is that if your forefathers or our forefathers or ancestors were not there, then we will not be here today. Right? The land, Tripura land, was protected by them. Right? The Tripura land was built with their blood and tears. So therefore, you can proudly say today that I am coming from Tripura. Okay? And if you are forgetting that, and if you wanted to give more attention to earn money, to build your careers, your image, you wanted to be a rich person, having cars, big buildings, no, that will not protect our identity, your identity. Right? The history is very important because your identity needs to be protected. Right? So when I will not speak much, so therefore you remember him, then you remember your families, his families, and then families of indigenous people of Tripura. Right? We know that Tripura is going through a very, very difficult political crisis, which will be difficult to overcome. See, I understand about 15-20 years back when we tried to mobilize young people to work to bring a change on the human right. Only 3 or 4 of them came out. Right? We wanted to open the office, right? And they put the bomb in the office. So we have to close down and all. So this takes time. But today, more than 100 people can be assembled here without fear and without any reluctance, so on and so forth. So we all need to build our careers, which was built by the Rajas and our ancestors, so on and so forth. So you need to do very carefully on this thing, and don't study your school and colleges, university, just to get more marks, just to pass the exam, so that you can get a job, right? When you do the study, do it properly, study it properly. Okay, some of us may not be able to do that because we don't have money, and I need to take care of my family. Then I have to pass my exam by hook or by crook within a certain period of time. There may be some people of that kind, but there are many people who have time, who have some resources to do your study. Then give attention to your studies, right? Do research on the history of Tripura, right? Collect the monuments, learn the folk dances. The granddaughters were playing the dance, and then other daughters are also performing the dance. So your very, very old traditional cultures, dances, your scripts, your language need to be brought up to university level, so that we can understand how the Tripura is working. Don't try to sweep away your history, your identity with this winds, political that kind of wave which is coming very far with the very powerful forces. Don't allow them to do this thing. Don't be crazy after the money, because money will not save our life. Money will not save our society. Of course, we need money, but for our survival. Don't be tricked into the corruptions, bribes, so on and so forth. It will really destroy our society, right? So be careful, and the kind of nationalism Raja Birbikram started and his ancestors started need to be recognized, need to be respected, need to be observed every year and all. See, Anthony was telling to me, this is a very, very, very long journey of pressurizing the government to really recognize Raja Birbikram and his birth anniversary, and then it should be a state holiday, and then we should be allowed to observe this kind of celebration, right? After the long struggles, recently the present political party, we thank for them, they accepted, and they announced that this had to be state holiday, and everyone should be allowed, particularly the indigenous people, to continue this kind of remembrance. Right, so we need to work very, very carefully on that, and see, we understand when I visit several times in Sidagong Hill Trek, in the Rangamati, the palace was under the water after the Kaptai Lake was built, right? And then you go to the Kragachori, you go to the Bandarban and all that, they were struggling about their identities, right? But now it is very slowly building up their identities, their culture, their traditions, so on and so forth. So it takes longer time for us to do it, and hopefully this is our all responsibility. We need to continue in future, and whatever we wanted to continue, let us work together, let us cooperate together, and you will be our future, right? Don't forget, all the young people, you will be our future. If you are doing good, the Tripuris of the northeastern regions will be good. If you are not doing good, then our future will be in the hand of other people whom we don't like, right? So this will be very careful. Lastly, the region is divided ethnically very badly, very deeply divided, but we are all inhabiting the eastern Himalayan range, right? Like this. So we are in the almost in the similar geographical areas which are having serious political crisis and economic crisis, educational crisis, so on and so forth. And it is going to continue to face the crisis. It is not going to overcome very soon, because of many reasons that I will not tell. It's the role of the United States is there, role of China is there, role of Europe is there. So it's a very complex point of view, and our struggle to protect identity of the